So now, welcome to our next topic. We are going to discuss the OSH legislation. Well, our goal and objective for this section are to help you to understand the OSH regulatory framework and to familiarize you with the key features of the Department Order 198 and the Republic Act 11058 Series 2018. Well, this is the objective of our topics. Well, to understand the OSH regulatory framework, which gain a comprehensive understanding of the law and regulation that govern occupational safety and health in the Philippines. And we're going to enumerate the key features of the Department Order 198 and the Republic Act 11058, which you will learn about the important aspect of these key legislative documents and how they impact to the workplace safety and health. Well, the regulation of the occupational safety and health in the Philippines is a very, very comprehensive, encompassing a range of law and guidelines to ensure the safety and well-being of the workers. Well, here's an overview based on the provided image and additional context. As you can see, the key or OSH provision in the Philippine legislation, the framework, no other than the Labor Code of the Philippines. Well, the Labor Code of the Philippines is a primary pieces of legislations that outlines the rights and responsibilities of the workers and employers, which we have the book number 4 specifically deals with health and safety, social welfare benefits, settings the foundation for the OSH standards. And of course, we are talking now for the occupational safety and health standard. Did you know that this OSH standard was is provided in 1978, if not mistaken? Yeah, 1978 provides detailed regulations and guidelines to maintain safe and healthy working condition, and it covers a wide range of issues, including the general safety, construction safety, and health and standard across various industry like your company. Okay, so the Department of Labor and Employment agencies, they are the one who issue the specific guidelines and department orders to address the particular hazards and implement OSH standards effectively. Well, these are crucial for addressing industry-specific risks and ensuring up-to-date safety practices. In addition to the foundational law and standard, two critical components of this framework are the Republic Act 11058 and the Department Order 198-18. Alright, so now, like what I said earlier, these are Republic Act 11058, known as the Act strengthening compliance with the occupational safety and health standard. Remember this, this is providing penalties for violations thereof. It means we have the law, we have the old standards, we have the old OSH standard, which is our book, we call it Yellow Book, and it was amended 1989, May 1989. So from 1989 to 2018, we have this more strengthened framework of the occupational safety and health. Okay, so now in the Philippines, it is significantly enhanced, the legal framework for OSH in the Philippines. Okay. So now, on August 17, 2018, our former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte signed the Republic Act 11058, and subsequently, on December 6, 2018, our former Secretary Silvestre H. Bello III officially approved and signed the implementing rules and regulations of the Republic Act 11058, which marking a crucial step towards its effective enforcement and ensuring its impact on the objective of the Republic Act 11058. Again, the Department Order 198 provides the implementing rules and regulations of the RA 11058. Okay, so it details the procedures and requirements for compliance with OSHA standards. So this order was approved by and signed by our former uh, Secretary of Labor of Employment. Okay, so all right, so let's dive in and discuss some features of the Department Order 198-18 now. All right, so let's start our explorations with Section 2 of the Department Order 198-18. So this section serves as the foundations laying out the scope and coverage of the order, which the section 2, this rule shall apply to all establishment, project site, and all other places where work is being undertaken in all branches of the economic activity. Well, the scope is the statement specified that the rules outlined in the Department Order 198-18 are applicable. Again, it is applicable to all establishment, project site, and all other places where work is being undertaken. So this includes a very broad range of workplaces. Well, it encompassing not only a traditional offices but also the other construction site, the factories, agriculture fields, and any other location where work economic activities are conducted. Like for example, in your company, you are giving services. So meaning your industry is already also included with this specific law. And the coverage, again, these rules apply across all branches of the economic activity. This means that regardless of the sector or the industry, whether it's manufacturing, services, agriculture, constructions, again and again, okay, like what I said earlier, or any other economic activity, this rule are need to follow. It ensures that the labor standard and regulations are upheld uniformly across different sectors of the economy. In essence, this provision ensures that the regulations set forth in Department Order 198-18 are comprehensive and inclusive, which aim to regulate and protect the workers' rights and welfare across a wide spectrum of the workplace and economic activities. Okay, so now let's move to our next section, which is the section 22 of the DO 198, which we encounter a pivotal concept, which is it is a joint and solidary liability. So this provision emphasizes that the responsibility for ensuring the compliance with occupational safety and health standard, well, it doesn't fall solely on the one party. Instead, it is shared burden among the various stakeholders involved in the work process. Picture this, ladies and gentlemen. Picture this: you have the employer, the project owner, the contractor, the subcontractor, and those who oversee the work. Well, according to Section 22, all these individuals or entities are collectively and individually responsible for adhering to OSHA standards. It's like a team effort where everyone plays a very crucial role in maintaining a safe and healthy workplace environment. Okay? So this joint and solidary liability means that if there is a violation of OSHA standard, whether it is due to negligence, oversight, or any other reasons, the consequences can be shifted onto just one party. Instead, all involved parties bear the weight of compliance. Okay? So including facing the penalties for any violation. So Section 22 highlights the importance of the collaborations and accountability in upholding OSHA standards. So it's not just about following the rules. It's not just about compliance, but it is about recognizing that the workplace safety is a collective responsibility that requires everyone's commitment and involvement, including your workers. Okay, so next, we need to proceed to our section 14. In our section 14 of the Department Order 198-18, we encountered the role of safety officer, a critical component in ensuring the effectiveness implementation of the occupational safety and health program within the workplace. Well, these safety officers serve as a frontline or a guardian angel, no? Or whatever you want to call them. So the task with safeguarding the well-being of the workers and maintaining a secure work environment. Well, now so let's delve into the duties and responsibilities outlined for these safety officers. Okay, so again, our reference is under the DO 198, no, which outlines different categories of safety officer, each with varying level of qualification, responsibilities. So now, let's explore the categories from Safety Officer 1 to Safety Officer 4. Okay, the requirements for Safety Officer 1 include completing a mandatory 8 OSH orientation course and 2 hours training of trainers. The training should be conducted under the supervision of the Department of Labor and Employment or through the safety training or accreditation accredited by the Bureau, like for example, SMBP Training and Consultancy Corporation is one of the accredited safety training organization to conduct mandatory training in safety. And also SMBP is a first aid training provider under the Department of Labor and Employment. And also SMBP is a consulting body in occupational safety and health. Of course, with the valid accreditations. Okay, so the training for, let's move forward naman for Safety Officer Category 2. Well, the training for Safety Officer 2 is categorized into different types. We have BOSH, which is the Basic Occupational Safety and Health Training, and we have COSH, which is the Construction Occupational Safety and Health Training, and we have MOSH, which is the Maritime Occupational Safety and Health Training. Well, BOSH training is designed for the general industry, governing a wide range of workplace settings. Now, if we are going to talk about Construction Occupational Safety and Health Training, on the other hand, it is specific, tailored for construction's activity, applicable to all aspects of the construction industry. And lastly, we have the MOSH training. It is intended for the maritime industry, addressing no safety concern unique to maritime operations. Okay, so now let's us discuss the requirements for Safety Officer Category 2. The completions of mandatory 40-hour basic OSH training courses relevant to the industry. So like what I said earlier, we have the BOSH, we have the COSH, we have the MOSH. So it is very important to note that the training for the Safety Officer 1 is not prerequisite for becoming a Safety Officer 2. Well, if you're going to ask me what is the purpose of the Safety Officer 1 training, is to ensure the compliance in low-risk establishments such as sari-sari stores, vulcanizing shop. Well, this establishment may not be able to afford the 5-day training or the 40 hours training required for Safety Officer 2. So again, the Safety Officer 1 training is specifically designed for low-risk establishment, while the Safety Officer 2 is from the medium to high-risk establishment. Okay, so now let's proceed for Safety Officer Category 3. The requirements included completion of the mandatory 40 basic OSH training courses relevant to the industry. So now, as you can see, the training for the Safety Officer 2 is now a prerequisite for Safety Officer Category 3. In addition with the prerequisite, which is the 40 hours mandatory training, the candidate must undergo an additional 48 hours of advanced or specialized occupational safety and health relevant training to their specific industry. Moreover, they must fulfill any other requirements as prescribed by the OSHA standard. Furthermore, candidate must have possessed a minimum of 2 years of experience in any OSH-related experience. Okay? So, the last is we have the safety officer category 4. The safety officer candidates or the candidate must complete, again, the prerequisite is the 40 hours basic or the mandatory training courses applicable to the industry, and also they need 80 hours advanced or specialized occupational safety and health training relevant to their industry. And furthermore, the candidates must have an aggregate of 302 or 320 hours OSH-related training experience. Okay, again, I would like to repeat, 320 hours related experience. Additional training may be converted to years of experience with 80 hours of training equivalent for 1 year of experience, and vice versa. Lastly, the candidate must fulfill any other requirements as prescribed. Okay, so now before a person can become an official safety officer, it is very important to note that the requirement must be fulfilled after completing the necessary training and gaining relevant experience. Well, upon meeting these criteria, the individual becomes eligible to be appointed as a safety officer once the HR provides an appointment letter. Okay, so lastly, we have the Chapter 6. Section 29 of the Department Order 198 addresses the penalties and violation related to occupational safety and health standard. This section is very crucial for ensuring the compliance and accountability within the workplaces. It outlines the consequences for failing to adhere to OSH regulations, emphasizing the seriousness of the violations and the importance of maintaining safe work environments. Now, let's delve deeper into this section to understand the penalties and liabilities associated with the violations of the OSH standard. Okay. The OSH law has a matrix indicating the administrative fines that may be imposed for willful non-compliance of said law. Its implementing rules and regulation, which is the DO 198-18. So, what is mean by willful? It means that the failure or refusal to comply with the OSH law is done voluntarily, deliberately, or intentionally. In layman's term, the employer has ignored compliance order repeatedly despite order and or notices from the Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE representative, or has not shown any intention or willingness to comply with the OSH rules and regulations. So now, I will show you the matrix, how much will be the penalty for each corresponding violations. Okay, so see this.